In today's video, we're going from old and busted to the sweet new hotness of Dakota Digital. And I'll show you how to do that in this video. Stay tuned. So today I'm installing a Dakota Digital dash for my car. The things that you will need in order to get this done successfully would be the following. Standard socket set. I use 7mm a lot, some 10mm, but to take off the bezels and things like that, it's just real simple. There's not a lot of screws holding this stuff on. After that, you'll need your standard wiring stuff. Wire cutters, some wire strippers, or you can use wire cutters and just trim them off and go from there. If you want to mount the switch, use a paddle bit or a drill bit and a drill, and some different color wires to extend your wires, like so. The more different colors that you have, the better off you are. If you can match up the colors from your gauge cluster, the better off. I use these heat shrinkable with solder connectors. These are awesome. All you use is a heat gun and make sure the solder melts, and it's good. I love these things. Last thing you'll need is just use this instructions. The only thing I really used out of here so far is how to set the unit up, which it goes through what every setting means and everything. And this wiring diagram right here was priceless off this unit. So I used this, and then right here, I'm gonna insert a picture of the other wiring diagram from the pinout behind the dash. You'll see all the things you'll need in here, and that thing was very useful, and that'll be your guide. And I just kind of made a quick cheat sheet on paper just to make sure that I put everything together. And that's really all you need. Okay, let's get started on this install. First things first, we're going to install our temperature sensor. You know it's the temp sensor because it only has 2 prongs in it, compared to the oil sending unit, which has 3. And not break it like I did with mine by over torquing it. And now you see me installing the oil sending unit. The kit was supplied with a speed sensor, which I will not be using because I do have my own electronic one in the car, so this isn't something we need. Extra parts. I think I'll take out the steering wheel. Don't want to get it messed up. Yeah, let's do that. Let's take out the steering wheel first. The steering wheel's removed. If you want to see a video on that, I do have one where I'm putting in the steering wheel, so I'll show you how to take it off. Now I have to remove the headlight switch. It's one of those twists and pulls to get it out. That way we can remove the bezel. With that cover out of the way, now it's time to take the unit out. Now the fun part, we gotta see what does what here and here. We're de-pinning our things here, our clips, and I wanna kind of show you what I'm working off of. So I found this C1 and C2. C2 is on the left / driver side, and C1 is on the right side. And I'll be using this as my template. So what I'm depinning are the speed input, I need ground, I don't need the oil pressure, I need the fuel gauge, the right indicator, left indicator, I need those, the high beam indicator, and illumination, and then gauges power. I'll be depinning all of those. And then on C1 I will be doing tack. I'll get that one done, and a brake. That's really all I'm doing on that side. So anyway, kind of have an idea what we're looking at. On these clips, they're kind of cool. These things pop open right here that hold them in on both sides. So you just kind of pop them out and they'll clip back in when you're done. But they pop right out, and then I'm using a screwdriver to go underneath here to push it up, and then they come right out. So that's how these get depinned. I haven't done this side yet, but kind of see how they just pop open just like that. Okay, on both sides. See? Okay, I'm gonna be doing that right now. Here, I have to extend all the wires for the wires underneath the dash and my switch. That way we can run the box into another location. In this segment, you'll see my actual power relay center for my car. That's where my FI Tech unit is, my fuel pump, all that stuff. Let's recap on where we're at. We've already ran all the wires. We've plugged everything into the harness. We have hooked everything up to my fuse panel. Next things we need to do is route the wires, which I've done. I've routed the wires all behind here, so nothing's protruding out. This is the only thing that connects to the actual gauge cluster. And you'll see how this is routed in here. It comes through here and out here. Obviously we're going to trim down the wires, but we are going to be shoving the panel back behind here. What we're going to do is we're going to have the wires probably long enough to about right here, hook everything up to the panel, cut all this excess wire off, and then we're going to Velcro it using these cool little Velcro strips to the back of the panel so I can easily take it in and out. What we do need to mount is a switch. The switch that came with the system that allows you to program our Dakota Digital dash. And I have the perfect spot for it. So let me show you what I've done so far. With our kit, it came with this switch right here. This is what I was showing you that programs the actual Dakota Digital dash. I thought maybe we could just not hook it up and just hook it up whenever we needed it, but if I lose power or if I need to change the time due to daylight savings, or if I want to put in track mode or whatever I want to do, it requires this little toggle switch thingy. So I was looking at my dash, I was thinking about where I was going to put it, but the 3rd Gen Camaro came with this empty faceplate on the actual bezel that goes around my dash. So I was thinking, well, hell, we'll just use this. Obviously it didn't come with a hole in it, but I put this hole in there using a drill bit. I marked the middle and the back with a small drill bit, and I drilled a hole in it this way. And I wasn't sure if this was going to work, so I didn't really video it, but I put that hole in there first, and then coming from the face, I didn't want to smart up or scratch it. I used a 3/4 paddle bit, and it worked perfect. The one thing you have to do is you have to notch. I don't know if you can see that, but on the top here is a little notch here so it doesn't spin. So you have to notch this too. So I used a file, just a notch snap. And I'm not sure if it's gonna fit. So let's go ahead and see how it worked. Okay. So I'll put it in here like this. Oh yeah, I put the notch upwards because I want the 1 to be on the left and the 2 to be on the right. So you got to make sure you do it that way, otherwise you may have the switch upside down and it'd be a little embarrassing. Or no one would notice, who knows. It's a tight fit. Oh wow, that's a perfect fit. Okay, actually looks really good. I'm really happy with that. Ooh, looks like it belongs here. I mean, look at the color, the black and everything matches up really well. All right, so you guys have a reference to where this will be at. Let's show you on the dash. This is the bezel. It needs to be cleaned up, but that was one of my things I'm gonna do next. But you can kind of see where this is at right here. It's goes right there. And see on this side right here it has 1, 2, but it already is using this defrost switch. But let's route this through. Let's see what it looks like. Oh man. That looks pro status. Looks like it belongs there. That's the point, right? Whenever I'm going to do this, I'm going to go ahead and just hit the switch on here. And my biggest worry is, it's not even really a worry, I can always extend the wires, but are these wires long enough to reach there? And that's what we're going to find out here in a few minutes. But yeah, that looks really good. I'm really happy with this. All right. Let's go back in the car. Let's see what this dash looks like. We'll just kind of mock it up. I think I'm like 3 to 4 inches too short. What we're doing is we're putting this unit like this right here. But in order for this to reach, yeah, I'm gonna extend the wires too short for comfort. So what you're seeing now is we ran all the wires to where it needs to go. We ran the water sensor and the oil pressure sensor wires all the way through here. They come in through a grommet right in here. That's what these 2 wires are here. They go up past here, right into here, and these are the power and ground from the other side. Fuse panel. This is from our switch. This is everything else. So now what we're going to do is we're going to Velcro the back of the plate in the back. And we're going to start hooking everything up. All right, this is looking amazing. This is exactly what I had envisioned in my head. Something really tight knit, clean, and to size. So the only thing I have to do now is just wedge it in the corner back there and Velcro it there. So I already have the Velcro stuck on the back here. And the last thing I have to do is just plug this in. and get this shoved up in the corner. Okay, let's get it done. Now that that is shoved in the corner and hidden out of the way and away from my feet, let's test it to make sure it works. May notice that we did not put the bezel back on. I'll get into that later, but for time being right now, we are going to go ahead and turn this sucker on and see if it works. I got power hooked up. Let's see what happens. Well, this is amazing. I can't actually drive the car on this video. We're gonna be doing a follow-up. I broke the sending unit for the water temp. All my fault. Called them on Thursday and told them that, and I said, hey, I need to order a new one. Super good customer service. I said, hey, the first one's on us, the second one, that's on you. So they sent me on a new one. I haven't got it yet, but as soon as I get that in, I'll put it in and get this thing on the road. Thank you again for everyone that has subscribed and that continually watch my videos. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions about this install, any questions about the wiring that I did, how to tuck the wires, anything like that, let me know. Post it in the description. If you've had any issues yourself for this video, let me know. Otherwise, thanks again for staying tuned. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Like right now, just go click the button right there. Until next time, thank you very much. Oh, and there's tons more coming towards this channel about this car, and I have to do some painting and stuff on the BMW and fixing the Acura. Let me know what you want to see. If you want to just see Camaro stuff, let me know. I have some suspension upgrades I need to do. So much more, so much more. Anyway, thanks again. Until next time, bye.